Okay, first time we are having the last super chat of 2023. I was about to say 2024. And I am streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Now, the StreamYards has integrated a new technology. So, hello. So, they've got new technology. So, this is my first time. The only gist is I can't see the chat. So, I will have to open up Instagram on my phone to be able to see what the diddly o is going on. So what I may use it for in the future will likely be something more like an energy update, because right now what it doesn't have the capacity to do is drag the comments over from Instagram so that I can see them. I would physically need to be on my telephone, which is really going to lag it. So what we will do is you guys are going to be part of our live stream. We usually monthly have super chats. We do them weekly. That way, if you can't afford a private booking, you can actually, jump on. If it's a general question, I'll always give it free. If it's something more personal, it's by donation. All the information will be shared to each platform as to what to do. But if you are wanting to become part of the chat, you can jump onto YouTube or you can go to Facebook and you can become part of the chat that way. But otherwise, you can observe. And if it's something that you feel, hey, this is a person I want to have a reading from, it gives good reference points. We do have the super chats in already. Well, I'm trying to see it on the phone, but I think I'll have to see it from the computer. So let's see. Let's quickly say a big hello to Muriel, to Chris. Welcome. Again, there is a bit of a lag. We do have some live individuals there, and big hello to those of you on Facebook. Yes, we are entering the end of the year, and we do have Jupiter Direct. The thing is with Jupiter, it is station direct. So, we're moving into 2024, where it's going to feel quite full on. We're going to be very, very deadly serious. And I do believe because we do have Pluto that, it's going to move back into Aquarius. What we are seeing is themes to do with our lives from 2008 to now. We're going to get very serious. And it's not that some of those things, as Pluto moves over into Aquarius, we're not taking those things with us because it's been quite a long cycle. It is going to come back again in the House of Capricorn. So why is that relevant? Especially for those of you that don't know anything to do with astrology. What you may find is some very old situations that you were dealing with, maybe had some hardship, had lots of transformations. Generally, when Pluto moves into a new sign, what you will directly get is brand new chapters. So those brand new chapters can be difficult. It can almost be that we are needing to let go of certain things. Good time to do streaming, isn't it? Let me double check the audio. Audio is working my side, so it could be yours. You might need to log in and log out. But it's showing that it is working on this side. So Pluto, what do I see as a potential happening? We will have things in government, in rules, in legislation. Big corps will be changing. And it's, again, the whole structure of what we've built as a society on. What we'll find is they're evolving because they've become outdated. We've tweaked it as much as possible. It's a little bit like the collectivist that, look, this really isn't working for us. But in our own individual lives, how will that apply? It can be the base levels of our own physical structures, with our family and our children and our mother and our father and what it was in history. So with Mercury retrograde in that zone, gearing up ready to go direct, you can be very nostalgic. You can feel a little bit depressed. You can feel as though things need to change. But we can be, Jupiter is going to bring that optimism. And this year in 2023 has been very fatiguing. It was particularly from May beyond, we had a lot of retrogrades. And so when you have a year that you have both Venus and Mars retrograde, you're going to be very tired. So it's a little bit like pushing a wheelbarrow uphill. We've had to have some brutal honesty. It's like a pressure test. So, it's like hitting the gym. It's like athletics, athletes, so to speak. They're going to the gym and they're having that pressure test. So that pressure test was 2023, and it was so that we could have some reality checks in certain areas. What was working, what wasn't. dream. How can we make it realistic? I have seen a lot of the predictions that are already meant to happen in early January. They're already happening, and I do tend to find that, transit-wise, we'll have some things coming up. So, randomly, I sat there and I thought about the energy of Aquarius, and I thought, okay, especially because we have Mercury retrograde, it's like I just literally typed into YouTube hacking, and you literally had a page full of hacking because Aquarius can relate to the internet. We're going to see a lot to do with technology changing. We also can have a lot of subjects relating to people, um, human rights, group activities, merging together to help each other. But there can be narcissistic tendencies that is a possibility of coming through next year, 2024, due to the fact that we have the first aspect of the North Node in Aries, which is the house of self, but it is also the planet of war, so we can be going through, and I always say it's like a scale, right? So the scale is wanting to balance both sides. To a degree, if we have had imbalances, what we're going to find is we're going to be more assertive and we're going to be really putting our foot down. If you are feeling that you're wanting to put your foot down, what potentially can come up next year is we can be very brutal. But we're going to be in January almost having huge revelations. Jupiter's going to bring us the downloads. It's like, all right, this is what I want to do with my life. This is where I see myself going. But it's going to be deeply serious. So it's almost like you're betting on it. It's like, right, I'm going to do this. I've been waiting all this time. I'm going to go in. And we could run the risk of biting off more than we can chew, but I feel Saturn has given us the PDF to say, okay, where is there fault in your structure? What can we take from a traditional sense that psychologically it could be a dream, maybe you're revisiting it with Saturn direct. But it's also where we're missing opportunities, and that is the risk with both Saturn and Neptune and Pisces, that we're missing opportunities because we're overthinking circumstances. And sometimes the only way you're going to know is if you directly try something. So it's about putting your effort into it, maybe taking that realism of the past and applying it to the direct situation, but definitely moving into it and giving something a shot. Do I see breakups as a potential? And I think it's more with toxic relationships. Now, does it mean that if you do end a cycle with an individual, it's over? Not necessarily. What it can mean is you're ending a cycle with the way that it currently stands. So it's more, no, that's physically not working for me. I'm enabling. Maybe I've told myself the same story. Maybe the person isn't coming to the table. So the way you're going to show up is going to be a different vibration. So initially that can feel very like you feel disillusioned. After it's going to look very different. So anyone having those experiences at the moment, where you're feeling as though it's just, look, you're not really knowing where you're going, what you're doing, and how you really feel about it. I'm just telling my daughter not to use the internet, which she'll hate me for it. Apologies. Only because I'm streaming to 3 different devices, and if you go and use extra, I've got my granddaughter next door, she's in the room, so I said if she gets rowdy, just take her in the living room and let her play. I'll just check back with Instagram. So, have you been experiencing change? Definitely have had a tough couple of weeks. Look, it probably has been going on, and we're ironing out the creases. I did say the astrology during Christmas was a difficult one, and if you might have been dragged into a circumstance that was to do with somebody else, and that happened to me. And I literally, for most of the afternoon into the night, anytime I was seeing that vibration, I was tapping out, I was moving away from the circumstance. Sometimes, especially if you've gone through something yourself, you have fresh eyes, you have external eyes. So it can be a time where you're being dragged into a circumstance and you're like, heck, I don't really want this. And 100 times over, and I've really taken this notion through with my life. especially if you're missing someone, you're dealing with like a spiritual connection or a twin flame, or something that's not coming through the way you want it. The one thing you have to look at, especially because we do become extremely nostalgic, and we have these expectations. We don't realize we do. It's like it's Christmas. Oh God, I'm on my own. Life hasn't worked out the way I wanted to, or it's here we go again. This drama's going to crop up. You've got to A, find the amusement in it, but B, you've also got to find the silver lining in circumstances. So for me, this was probably, although I knew the astrology, it was like it was the first time the family had come together. My mother's getting older. So for her, that was a gift in itself. Separately, it was also the first time we'd been together in about 2 to 3 years after my father passed. So again, it's like, let's put our grievances to bed. But the motto I go into is, are we playing for keeps? And if you're playing for keeps and you're not getting what you want right here, right now, it's not that instant gratification. It's, okay, I'm literally looking at the goal, and temporarily rejection is the universe's protection. It's like, if it's not coming forward at this point in time, I'd rather it not if it's going to be a shit show. Um, please bring it to me in its highest octane. And be grateful that it could, you're not getting dragged down the rabbit hole with another individual's mess or ascension process. So an ascension process, especially for those of you that don't know, like if they're going through a dark time and they're having struggles, which a lot of us were in 2023 because of the transits, male energies collectively, we're going through a transformation, and that was because we had the rebirth of Mars. We had its combustion point and its rebirth. So still coming into now, it's like this brand new energy, and it's Jupiter in nature. But we also did have Mars retrograde, which meant a lot of us were very fatigued, and males collectively were going through changes. With the North Node, females are also going through changes because we're learning where we can look inside ourselves. We are also having big subjects to do with, oh gosh, where would I start? Abuse and relationships, equal rights, which, are they ever really equal? But, the hard conversations, the things that need to be looked upon, which can be equal pay, doing the same job, or how partnership dynamics play out, and is there fairness and respect and integrity, or is somebody overstepping the mark? And we had the Venus retrograde in Leo as well. So both males and females within our own body as well, the feminine and the masculine, the things you do out in the world and your energy you're depleting, as well as, your vitality and the time to meditate and have that feminine break, so to speak. It was almost like, where is the fun? Are we beating our head against the wall? Now, that vibration is going to be very different 2024. We're moving into it with assertiveness. There could be this could be electrical storms, it could be power outages, hacking. Certain countries, I will be putting my predictions up on my website. I will try to share them to social media. I've been quite flat out cramming. I've only got a week to get everything done. And those dynamics, it can even be people, having a protest, so to speak, because it's Aquarius. But group activities and teaming together to get things done can bode well, but also big decisions, and that pressure coming off, where silver linings and lady luck can actually be there. But we will need to wait for Mercury to go direct. Now, if you're looking for a job, it's the best time to get your resumes out, because what you'll find is, even with the Mercury in shadow, as it goes direct, all these opportunities can come back in the world as your oyster. So, A, if you're wanting to do that now. B is go in with open arms with opportunities. Jupiter will bring them to you. Jupiter is going to shift. We've got, a little bit more of it in the house Taurus, and it's going to be shifting. So that can be to do with money, wealth, marriages, contracts, partnerships. It can be legacies and inheritances. Yes, it could be lottery wins. Again, be careful, because as Uranus and Taurus in January goes direct, we're also going to have Pluto ingress into Aquarius. Both of them are Uranian in energy. I would be cautious, okay? Not going to extremes, saving a little bit back. Unexpected situations can happen, and so you do need to be prepared for that. find the amusement that helps shift it. Yeah, I think you do need to use comedy. Um, and, Giggle and I have always said that we try to use comedy to actually help, especially for situations super serious. But, this was the time in December that if you were trying to wrap up old things, it was the best time to do such. Good time to clear your homes before you move into, and I know this is the last minute call, so to speak, but even if it is on the first day of the new year, clear your homes, clear your mind, be open. Great time to clear your windows. So what you can do is use your Windex on windows, clean your windows, whatever you use. Um, get to a point that you sweep off your floor, because what you're bringing in is brand new energy into it so that you can move into 2024 with a clean slate ready to go. If you have felt spiritually you haven't packed everything up emotionally, it can come in the first few weeks of January. The other thing is, if there have been things that you needed to end but you didn't, it's almost like leftover homework, and that will be Pluto ingresses into Aquarius. You'll be dealing with two situations. Now, as for announcements, I will be giving away a couple of post-Christmas New, and it will be for a 1 month access to Discord. You won't get the full YouTube membership, but it will give you a trial run of what our coaching and our YouTube membership has. So at the end of this session, I will be selecting individuals. I will put them up in a community post on YouTube, and I'll try and do it on Facebook as well, and Instagram, wherever I'm streaming to. The other thing you will need to do to access that is to PM me via my website so I can directly give you the link. Because if I open it up to public, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to come through. So that is one gift I will be giving. A couple of gifts I'll be giving away. So it will be active for you for 1 month only, and after that, it will be inactive. And if you wanted to join, then you'd have to physically join. The other thing that of an announcement I want to make before we get into that, Giggle's probably like, hurry the bloody up, Yildiz. Thank you very much, Giggle, for your moderating, and any other person that was really supporting this channel. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. This channel would not be what it is without you. The other thing I will be reintroducing in 2024 will be star signs. Now, it is going to be, with all the gifts I have, psychic, astrology, down to a conversation piece. I'm just going to cut straight to the chase and tell you the main themes. It will be from March and beyond, because I am very restricted with time, because I do have a second job and I run a business. The other thing is, it's going to come through in two ways. I either will do it where it is monthly, or I will be covering 3 months worth of astrology, 3 months worth of a reading. So it'll be tarot, it'll be, crystals, it'll be, my predictions for your zodiac sign. More than likely, I'm going to do them in 3-month intervals. So each zodiac sign will have a update for 3 months worth of energy. And so it will be active in the algorithm for you. Now, as they become recorded, I will give them to the members, and they'll sit in there till they're ready for their release date. That will be another benefit of joining the YouTube membership, which, as of the 1st of January, if you guys haven't jumped to the VIP level, for those of you in the members hub, I strongly suggest you do, or you'll lose access and you'll have to reconnect. So you're actually saving money in the YouTube membership now, because I've made it cheaper. So by downgrading, you're actually still getting everything. So keeping it at that 1 tier level, it means anyone who's a member, it's one level. You come in, you get coaching, in the dark super chats, you get any content that's coming through that I have stated in it. So I believe it's $29. I can't remember, but you get everything. You get coaching, you get in the dark super chats, private. So, it's cheaper than booking a one-on-one session with me. Any webinars I do, I share in there. So go and see the video, which is on my landing page on YouTube. I'll try and share it to Facebook, and that will give you a heads up as to what is on offer within that membership. And pretty much, if I see a transit coming up, I PM the members and it's like, look, this is what's coming up. Um, and it keeps you guys on the loop. So I'm going to have a drink of my protein shake. I had this major disaster. I'm on the detox. Post Christmas, we were in that Jupiter energy. We had transits in Sagittarius, so anything down to spicy food, overindulgence, it was all there as an opportunity. And I do feel a lot of us probably needed that because we were so depleted energetically. It's a little bit like a diabetic trying to get the energy up and you go, why isn't this working? Well, because we were in recovery of the planets. Okay. So it will get better. Just go easy on yourself at this stage because it has been quite difficult. Cut me off unexpectedly. Nothing I can do about it. His whole family has changed on me for the worst. Yeah, just step back. Rejection is the universe's protection. But I think if you can step back and you just allow it, a lot of times I think when we remove ourselves, if somebody is saying we're the problem, generally what you'll find is, how do I explain it? It's a little bit like if they were projecting the blame onto you, it kind of comes back where they realize, okay, well, the common denominator's gone, and so was it really that person? We're gonna get into the super chats. Or is audio? Yeah, look, it just depends, and it's difficult because we are in a Mercury retrograde. I'm trying to stay more to the left because I'm actually fine. I can see it on the screen, but this is the first time we're lucky if this goes well, and that is because Mercury's retrograde and technology is messing up. Plus Pluto moving into Aquarius, it's technology, and Uranus and Taurus, weather patterns, time it. A lot of these weather energies have cropped up. It shouldn't have started till December the 31st. So 2 weeks in, certain areas can have weather. We have had that interstate here in Australia. So just be prepared for it. Have your batteries ready. Have your candles ready. Could be power going out. Literally last night, we had power go out and come back, and I was like, what the hell? And yeah, no warning. Came back. Internet had to reset. So apologies if you're offended. Okay, for those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube, how this works is we do have prepaid by donation super chats. The link is directly below the box. I believe I shared it on Facebook as well. But if you do want to become part of the super chats, you can come and join us over on YouTube. Otherwise, you can continue watching it via any platform you're on. And as for the energy updates, those of you that are watching on Instagram or Facebook, if you really enjoy these will become something that is, part of our monthly update. So there's something to watch on each platform. Okay, so we have Kerry. Happy New Year, Kerry. How are you doing, girl? Love your PMs. Kerry has been a long-time client of mine. Very, very valued member. So I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope things went off without a hitch. Big changes for you, my love. Big, big changes. You're pretty much going to get very serious going into 2024. You could have a bit of apprehension at this point and agitation. Some old habits might have cropped up, or you could have gone to the extremes in the opposite direction where you were like all or nothing. And that could have been like, oh my gosh, I've got to get on a health kick. I've got to really look after myself. I am feeling the anxious energy, but I do feel it's because you're tuning into the changes that you're wanting to make, but there's an intensity there. It's almost like the Mad Hatter. What am I picking? Rabbit, and it's running around Alice in Wonderland, and it's got the clock, and it's like time's ticking. So you could feel under the pump and a bit anxious. But I think it's because you're ready to make very major decisions. They're also showing me that if if you're directly looking at a circumstance and you're saying to yourself, God, I don't even know if I've got any solutions here, I do think they're gonna come to you, so don't panic too much because I think the solutions are just gonna sort of come to you as you're needing them. So try to not get too fixated on an absolute grand plan because I think, if there is any tower moment, I kinda get this feeling, it's gonna resolve itself anyway. A solution's gonna come in just at a drop of a hat. You're gonna bounce into carry mode and you're gonna get those things done, so don't stress too much. I also feel a bit of apprehension. Um, this can be returning to work, returning to, the game, so to speak. But again, I do just feel you do have lady luck surrounding that situation. And if you were wanting to look outside the box, I definitely feel, January 2024 is a great time for you. So that can be networking, it can be opportunities coming towards you, situations from the past, be it was a business venture or something to that degree, as well as a potential promotion. But for some reason, I see something major happening with a boss energy. Okay, you do have you have there's interferences everywhere at the moment, so this can be messing with your chi. You also could be thinking about a previous romantic connection and the interferences that were there. This can serve a purpose emotionally, where you were feeling as though, it's like compartmentalizing, it's like doing an audit. So I don't think it's something negative, but you do feel that you have like three roads and there's conflict in each road that you're directly looking at this point of time. This feels the way it's coming through to me with third party energy, but I just feel there's too much interference. And when there's interference, if you're physically looking at, a home environment or work environment, or whatever that situation is, just look at it very realistically. Is it all about you? Not necessarily, but you can feel that there's criticism, there's interferences, and it's just frustrating you. I also get the notion that you're not wanting to let people down. That's going to quickly change. You're pretty much going to get into the mindset of what about me? Okay. Not just what about every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It literally feels you're going to be looking and going, whoa, 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 what about me? Okay, you do remember a person that was very kind, gentle, and loving, and you want to keep that intact, even though you have looked at both sides of the coin. You're willing to make a sacrifice for the right thing, but you're getting a bit fed up of making this feels like a point blank energy, okay? You're like, I'm tired of and bitterness can come up, but I think it's a revelation more. And I think that's a revelation you're moving into 2024 with of where's my fun? Okay. Why am I making sacrifices for everyone? Why am I being criticized by everyone? I'm doing my darndest. And I think because you are, you know, you're feeling like you're being so strict on yourself, but I think people are being strict on you. If you can have that revelation, you can get into the happiness. There could be some surprising event that happens New Year's Eve for you. But again, this could be a psychic download. This can be an intuitive decision that you're making. But I do feel if you're asked to go to a social event, look, I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because I would say this is a better time to seek this energy out than to go party. I probably wouldn't. Only because I know the aspects, and there is this intuitive energy that for me, at a collective level, it's like, just wait, especially because we do have Jupiter in shadow direct. This could be a bit iffy New Year's Eve. You do have the social party energy. Be careful of overindulgence if you are needing to let your hair down and you are asked to a party. You don't know, I get go, but I also feel this potential phone call. They're not coming out. Okay, it's also saying don't paint a picture that you feel you know what's going on in the other person's life. You may be feeling they're having the time of their bloody life, and that you're waiting for nothing, but they're saying it's the polar opposite. They're not. Okay, I'm literally sitting next to the modem broadband. It's so bad. I think, yeah, look, my telephone has been. I literally had to get a new phone. Every app I was logged into on the computer and everything else, I had to re-log into. So technology, again, it's Pluto. Okay. Okay. So we have Amy. Okay. What do we have for you? Beautiful. I'm trying to stay still. It's looking like it's streaming okay this end. Okay, after the super chats, if there's a general question, I'm happy to answer them, but they can't be personal. Personal or super chats. Sorry if it was like general. You know? Okay, thanks, Giggle. I love your fancy. You know, who do we have to thank for this? Lois. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Lois. I'm going to touch base with her again. Okay, what do we have? I'm wishing Lois a very, very good new year, especially with business ventures. Business ventures 2024 can be good. But we are through the transit. Bloody internet. Oh, is it? We're praying. I'm trying not to touch anything. This is the first instance. Okay, Amy, what I'm saying for you is you are looking at many things in your life. You're looking at relationships. You're looking at your contracts. I don't know why I'm getting these flashbacks that are very, very nostalgic. They can be some. I don't feel bittersweet. I feel this could be to do with a happy memory that you had with somebody. But there is a connection here. I do feel you're wanting to move into 2024. um, you're very ready for a connection, okay? The moon may have brought some of those frequencies up for you. So it might have been with the moon in Cancer that you were feeling very nostalgic. You were like, hey, how about me? I want to turn over a new leaf. What about my needs? What about my feelings? But it's like you've raised the bar. I do feel you're going to be earning more money. I also feel um, your concern, from what I'm seeing in the cards, is you're concerned that next year is going to be a repeat of 2023. And I think to you, you're kind of looking at it like, look, I don't want it to be that way. It's not that you don't value the certain things that you're dealing with currently. It's that you feel it will be unmanageable. So, you do have a connection here. This can be a time you're auditing your business, you're auditing your family zone, you're auditing your personal life and your love life. And, the moon in Cancer, I feel really triggered that. If you keep everything the same, there is a risk it can end up like this. But I think you're just very intentionally going into it with that spiritual awareness that, the power that you have on your side of the fence is what you have. And, sometimes we can say to ourselves, well, if I change that doesn't mean other people will change. And that's actually incorrect, because if you change the access code, certain accesses can't be received, certain enabling can't be had. Therefore, inadvertently, those energies have to change or the access is denied. So it does directly, it doesn't have to be in a nasty way, but it can be in a statement piece. It can be by the way we show up in life. And I think if you can take that approach, you'll avoid this. Because if that was already feeling that way this year, I do see from your cards what you're not wanting is the same outcome. You're just really ready for a new chapter. So you're sitting on it at the moment. You're meditating upon that. I'm going to get a clarifier on the Ten of Wands. You do know that the person or individuals that you're dealing with is a lot. It also can be the Jupiter effect. It's like, well, I've got to be really realistic moving in. How do I approach this circumstance? Can I do it differently so it is more manageable? And I think that is quite key. But if you end up waiting and not acting, what you're going to find is the same thing's going to happen. Does that make sense? So I think it's a self-awareness of this circumstance that a small tweak here and there is going to change every facet of your life. And if you do go in with that attitude, you're not going to be carrying everything like you're waiting, you're in limbo, everything's stagnant, because I feel you've outgrown that. And I feel the goal that you're going in with is marriages, contracts, partnerships. It's like you want everything. You want the world as your oyster. You want the whole meal. And I think, when we do deal with stagnancy in our life, what we tend to say to ourselves, especially if we're feeling anxious, apprehensive to deal with something, it can be because we feel that's, if we push too hard, maybe it'll break it, or if we don't make a decision, Maybe they'll make it for us. And so I just feel the connection still here. I feel the business attribute of things is here. I feel your closest bonds are. But small tweaks are going to shift you in the correct direction. Your intuitive empath energy does understand a lot and does understand what other people are going through. But you also, it's a bit like a plane's going down. So what are we told? And I've said this over the last 48 hours. Sometimes when we have been helping, aiding, coaching, supporting, if that runs you down and the plane's going down, the first thing the air hostess says is you're going to put your mask on first. If you can put your mask on first, I do see these other people catching up. I do see these circumstances. So if you need a break, have a break. If you need to step back for a bit and rethink it, I think do such. I think in the first 2 weeks, it can be quite pivotal. I also intuitively feel something is coming, and that's come January. I hope that helps. I'll just look back on Instagram as I'm on the cards up. So we have Lenora next. How are you all doing? How are we all on Instagram? Instagram only streams within the live for an hour. Hi, Kerry. Yours was the very first, my life. You were lucky first. How are you doing, Lenora? What would you like to know? So we just pull the energy and say what's up in the hood? Or do you have a specific question? Yeah, so on the screen are the ones we have covered. So at the very beginning, we give a bit of an update and then it goes back to, or you could scroll back to the point you see your name. Last couple of weeks have been, yeah, no, they would have been. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if you went anywhere to depression, to crying, to just fatigue. And are we ever going to get there? And then, what come up for me recently was because I do know the transits is wanting to really be in the moment and not let go not rush through the last hours of 2023 is because what we are moving to in 2024 is wrapping up since 2008. And so it can feel like saying goodbye to our whole world the way we knew it before. And that can be like a giraffe learning to stand. So it's almost like intuitively we can feel quite very normal that you are because we're breaking patterns. And so patterns inside of connections enabling codependency, having a very realistic look at it. It's very normal for you to feel that way. The energy and vibration is going to pick up, and it can be because you're dropping attachment. So it's a perfectly normal element of life when you are getting to that. It doesn't mean to say, hey, it's over. It just means that chapter and the way you were showing up in it is died. It's over. And so we can feel unmotivated because it's like, well, are we going to attract the same thing? No, not if you bake the cake differently. Let's have a look. Let's see what's coming up for you. What do we need to know? Oof. Okay, you could have gone anywhere from moody to you're like, this person needs to level the frig up. But in your masculine energy, you could be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This could be, why haven't I got my life together? There's going to be a pressure point in the masculine attribute of your life where you can be a little bit angry and dirty and frustrated, maybe because you were building something and it wasn't working out the way you wanted it to, as an example. But generally, when we do have that, there is always the mirror. And so when we look at someone and we're saying, gosh, why haven't they made up their mind? Why are they coming through choppy? We can directly look at our life and say, hey, why am I being so bloody strict on myself? This year was a hard year. Even when we do look back, when we were having a lot of squares, we would not have got anything done. So it's like trying to start new beginnings when we had the North Node in Taurus. And it was just difficult. We weren't getting anywhere. Now we're having that movement. So now what you need to do is be gentle with yourself, acknowledge the anger because you've got the card of, I'm going to lose my shit. I've got a lot to say. Journal it down. My daughter recently has been writing novels. It's better out than in. Write it down because when you revisit it, what can happen is you go, wow, I didn't know I felt that way. And it's better out than in. and cast it to the wind. Be careful, obviously, because of our transits. It's like don't start a fire or anything. But if you can do the burning ceremony where you write it down and you let it go, you're getting that off your chest and you're spiritually letting it go. You are nostalgic of this. Again, partnerships, connections. I don't know why a family-related dynamic is coming up, but you feel that you feel disillusioned. You're like, why do I put energy into things and I just am not getting anywhere? I would say, and this came up yesterday in the channel message, sometimes we do become very 3D, and there is a difference between, we have to balance both to bring into harmony. So it can be where, I'll get this off the screen so you can see my bloody head. In one element of life, we can be working, going, and the astrology was like trying to push that wheelbarrow uphill. Well, you're going to get tired, aren't you? The one thing that was lacking, which we weren't honoring, was to just be for a minute and to relax and to not do anything, to not resolve anything, to just let go and to let our minds calm down. I think if you can do that, it's actually going to aid you. So when we get out of balance with that, what we've done is, and we can deem it as meditation, because what is it doing? It's being, it's listening, it's honoring the body's need to rest. But what are we on? Hyper masculine energy. Go, hunt, gather, get things done. Oh, I've got to do the washing, I've got to do the cleaning, got to get work done. Oh, I'm overdue for this, I'm overdue for that. But you're going to be far more productive and more optimistic if you can rest, you can tune out of the problem, and you can step back from the painting, because you will come back to it with fresh eyes and it's going to look different. I hope that lands. Because at the moment, unresolved feelings, frustration, the trigger points of Christmas and New Year's are coming up, as well as some separate situations you're dealing with, which you're looking at it like, why is everyone else happy kind of notion? We've all done that. You feel like your cup is empty. It's causing instability. You could be concerned about wealth as well. You need to get into balance and harmony. This is what I'm saying. I think if you can get into balance and harmony, you're going to know how to deal with it, but you're going to look at it with fresh eyes. You know that you come back to the table with it. You're well and truly overqualified. You know the circumstances, you know the person, you know the energy, you know what you're currently dealing with. So it's not saying that you're ill-equipped. The frustration is, if you make a decision, is it going to go in your favor? And generally the decision is going to go in your favor because you've taken your power back. Can you change your mind after? 100%. So don't feel bad. Just get your body rested. Know that 2024 is going to be totally different. It's going to be like chalk and cheese, totally different. It's going to be very busy, but it's going to be very different. So don't tell yourself it's going to be the same, because it's physically not. As it comes to karmic relationships, I do believe in the next 3 months are really going to go down the gurgler, because we simply, with the North Node, won't be enabling them. So if there's a toxic energy, if there's a toxic pattern, we're not going to be showing up that way, which means inadvertently the energies around us will have to change. I hope that helps. But you're not crazy. Journal. You're okay. If you want to be angry, if you feel disillusioned, just know it's going to pass. Big family Xmas rejection over Christmas. You know what? When we get that, what's happening is the universe is helping them ascend. It's not actually about you. So when we get ejected out, it's like, in the fingers being pointed, again, Pluto and Capricorn, it's old hierarchy shit. It's the old dramas. It's the therapy session at Christmas. If you're removed from the situation, well, they can't point the finger at anyone, and the finger will come back and they'll have to do that work. Does that make sense? It will resolve, but it's let them, don't think you're in a naughty corner. You kind of stay in your lane and go, do you know what? Now I can shove all that energy over in my life. It's a lot easier to deal with my life than everybody else's. I hope that lands. Who do we have next? We have Marie. Hey, Marie. Now, if you want to be anonymous, just listen to your messages. Any messages for my twin and I? What's their zodiac, doll? Out of curiosity. That's another benefit of having the psychic energy and the astrology. Generally, intuitively, I can pick things up, but there also can be key dates astrologically. Leo, oh heck, yeah, interesting. Big changes. Look, Pluto's landing in their Venus house. Ooh, I do believe. Let's look at the chart. Shadow sign. Where is it? Image. I left all my charts in the living room because I'm a real person, right? Let me have a look at this. Yeah. Big shape up. Big shake up. Now, big lessons for that energy. But again, let me count. Yep. Anything down to wellness. You know, the sixth house is the house of our own undoing, right? So you might have been looking at your burden, your schedules, the things you do, where you enabled, and bitterness can come up to do with that, especially when it's wrapping up a cycle, the pressure point. It's about looking after your health, knowing yourself, knowing what you can and can't do, knowing the patterns that maybe you had with connections. Um, you know, did you self-sabotage connections? Because we've always got the left, or we've always got the back and the front. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's two sides to every coin. So sometimes there might have been instances where you were overprotective and you were like, "Well, do everything," and then there could have been bitterness. It was like, "Well, why did I do everything in a connection? Why didn't the other person?" Because generally, we're trying to show people how to treat us when um, we believe it's for them, but it's actually for us. But you know, it's like we need to be stating that there is some shifts and trigger points that you already more than likely can be feeling coming through come January. So my advice to you would be to clear your heart chakra, use some crystals, but to open up and know that there is new chapters coming. You spiritually also can be reaching closure to do with an old cycle with another person. And as you're doing that and as you're making peace with it, that's when the doors actually open. We did have the Venus retrograde in Leo, so you could have personalized the energy. You might have been going, you know, where am I looking after myself? What needs to change about me? What do I value? What do I not value? We're also going to have a moon in Leo, I believe, in February, or is it? We'll look at that later. Let's see what the cards say. But what this can do is there can be intensity in your Venus house. This can be true with marriages, contracts, partnerships. But there's also going to need to be an evolution in that. Now, it sits better in Aquarius than Capricorn, but that doesn't mean to say for the first few years it can't be like a bit of a shake-up and transformative. It's a little bit like the five energies. If any of you have ever dealt with the vibration of five, it's all to do with changes. And we initially may look at a tower, for instance, go, oh, good grief, you know, that's not opening doors for me. But after the fact, you tend to see that that's actually opened doors for you and it was overdue and it was necessary. So it is going to cause radical changes in the way you look at relationships, but also with the relationship with yourself and to do with wealth, actually. You know, being able to rebuild, doing things in a healthy way with your wealth, doing a healthy thing, you know, in the way you have your diet and your money and what you want to do with those things, and with intimacy and, excuse French, sex, you know, because it is linking very much to the intimate connection of things. So it can be intimate wounds that we had and we were carrying with us, and they were kind of getting the back off written on our head so we wouldn't attract that back in. So yes, for those in karmic relationships, it can mark January, can mark a breakup, and it can be moving towards the more, you know, realistic energy of who you are. Okay. Hello to those of you on Facebook. Again, I'll have to check back pulling the cards. Yeah. More like that. Okay, so there is a new chapter here, But there are lots of emotions to do with the past. It's like the one that got away, it didn't really reach its full potential. How is that? You do have nostalgia of it, and you feel it's in the past, but it's the energy of the past. You also might be looking on social media. I'll just say it. Okay, we've got the internet card here. Whenever I see the gossip energy, we're during Mercury retrograde. It could be that you're like, wondering, what are they doing? Can I see them on social media? Am I going to get some gossip? It could be the intuitive energy. Yeah, I am streaming on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram. So I'm bouncing between screens. First time. Well, thanks. Okay, so what do we have here? For you, Marie, what I'm saying is it's like I feel emotions relating to love are coming up. The other thing is in the past position, what I'm saying is you could be looking at relationships and thinking, when you get to that stage in life and you're like, I had something great, didn't reach its full potential. It's a little bit like a person that you love and they pass away. Whoever is coming in, unless you can reach closure, it's like they're living in that person's shadow. So to you, this was something quite large, and it's so frustrating because it didn't reach its full potential. So spiritually, you do intuitively feel you're going to hear something, but the other thing is you're like, should I reach out? Should I say something? Is it appropriate? Is it inappropriate? Is there a karmic involvement in this situation? You also could be attracting people in maybe that are in very complicated situations, and you're like, you don't want that moving into 2024. But it kind of feels as though you're like, what do I do here? So I feel mentally you are healing. Now, as for what that person is going through, let's say there's they don't know if you have those feelings for them anymore. Their energy vibrationally has transformed. So, say for instance, if they were a player and they were very in and out, what I'm getting is they're overcoming that. What they're looking for is more structure in their life. They're looking for somebody that's more serious, like the adulting. Yes, they want to have the chemistry with the person. I do feel so. It might have been that they settled and they had something that really wasn't that chemistry, but it was super traditional. I think if they're holding on to something, I think in January it's going to be coming to a head. And any BS kind of the stories that they're telling themselves, maybe that aren't true. I feel as though they could be looking at that and going, look, that's a lot. I'm kidding myself here. This really isn't relevant. So I do see that transforming. This is going to cause a fresh start. So if there is a karmic involvement or an individual they're romantically connected to, I feel the cracks could be showing. They're going to make some serious changes with it. But I also feel they're having a new chapter. So this is like looking at it with fresh eyes and going, I need to turn over a new leaf and react to this differently. So it doesn't look negative at all, but you could be looking at them on social media or getting gossip through the grapevine. That's what I've got. Dawn said she might not be here because Dawn has way too much time to have fun. That's the Geminis of the house. I think when I looked at my birth chart, intuitive perceptions, I believe. Yeah. Mark, he was like, you got a slight cusp there of Gemini. Big shout out to Mark. Happy New Year. I haven't talked to him for a while. I PM him all the time, but I don't hear anything back. Where is he? He's on Telegram. Right. So if you want to go find him on Telegram. I've asked him to come back here, but we are going to be having some podcasts. Most welcome, Marie. Happy New Year. Keep yourself grounded. Don't be open to brand new chapters. 2024 can be better, and there's going to be opportunities if we see some, especially when it does come to love. A lot of changes in the way that we're showing up. Just don't go all or nothing. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can go to extremes, and it's like I was worth this, and now I'm worth that. It's like just keep it real. Keep it real, because then we're kind of, getting too much in our ego, and then it kind of blocks off the blessings. Thank you, Giggle. Giggle's hair looks fat. If you see her, she looks fly. She looks super hot. And she's ahead of me. I need to do mine. I need to do my self-love, self-love. So we have Dawn. Dawn's off partying, right? Geminis. Happy celebration season, Gems. Gemini. Did I mention you guys can be having love coming your way? Why? It's because we have Venus and Sagittarius. So you're wanting justice, you're wanting balance. You're like, look, I just want to be balanced. I feel you're looking at life like you want to be balanced. You know? What had to be done? It had to be done. What's happened? Did I miss something? Rabbit giggle. I need to get my hair finally done. I'm telling you, she looks fly. She goes, these are my Ascension clothes. I'm like, honey, if my Ascension clothes look that hot, I wouldn't have been single. I think mine was sports pants. I didn't give two freaks. It was like my awakening process. And you know, Ascension, it can be like the depression, and you just like a bit emo. It was like, well, I have my sports clothing on 24/7. I'd wake up, I'd have my spiritual practice. I'd clean my house. I ate vegan. I didn't drink alcohol. I was blogging and doing lives on YouTube at 1-3 o'clock in the morning, and I would walk all day. Angry, walking. Happy, walking. Having conversations with animal totems. I was in my friggin' zen. I was on a mission walking the Great Wall of China. But my Ascension clothing, they went as she had her Uggs on, tights, nice hair, glistening. Yeah. Okay. So Dawn, you just want balance. You don't even know what the fights are about half the time. You're like, I don't even know what the fights are about. They happen, then it's like they never happened. They happen, then it's like it's to you, it's just getting old. You're like, I don't even know. You're like, did we come in too strong? The one that got away. I don't know why I get. Hi, Sally. I'll get to yours in a tick, sweet. Okay, Sally is our comedian in the house. She's a bit like Giggle and I. She is, she's just so much fun. We would get into so much trouble if we actually did a podcast on YouTube. It would have to be sensitive, have to be R-rated. Yeah. Okay, so you're like, why does this not come up? Why is this not happening? You just don't get it. You're like, is this ever going to be? I'm just not getting it. So you're wanting to have fun, but you're being very critical of yourself. Okay, you're tired of the injustice. You're tired of the unfairness. You're just like, look, you need to come to the table. I'm not fixing this no more. So that's how you feel. Hi, Dakota. So you're just looking at like you don't know how to fix this, but you're tired of the toxicity. You are doing what you need to do to get into balance and harmony. Now, what's going on with them? Okay, pending tower coming. London Bridge is falling down. Okay, this person's going through a pending tower. You're just going to have to learn the hard way. That's the way you're looking at it. Are you going to attract people in? Yes, I did say so. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Yes, I do feel so. And I do feel a lot of old toxic relationships that it was almost like the person was holding on to them for grim death. They're coming to an end mid-Jan. That's what I'm saying. You're focused on your goals, your hopes, your dreams, having fun. You just want balance. If people aren't balanced with you, it's like I'm hearing the term off with their heads. Censoring 18, yeah, but we still have word things that we can't say on YouTube, for instance. So, we would, I mean, I do know that they have podcasts where there's, you can just say it. And even then, Age of Aquarius, to do with groups, clubs, cults. But yeah, if we were, could you imagine Sally? I call Sally. I love you so much, girl. She is. Where are you? Is it New South Wales or Melbourne? She is a die-hard. I swear, it just reminds me of Perth girl. We'll call it a K-Town girl. Dakota knows what I'm talking about, and it's just raw. It's just raw. Now I'm not talking Crocodile Dundee style, mate. Female in Crocodile Dundee clothes. Sally's like, yes. Far North Queensland, yeah, and Kerry's over that way as well. On the farm. I think Kerry lives on the road personally. That's just what I look like 24/7 lately. Oh, the Ascension clothes. Yeah. Oh, the rabbit. Okay, Tracy. Do we have Tracy in the house for her super chat? Yeah, K-Town. The K-Town girls. Look, you can never take the K out of the girl. But you do get tired of the BS. With energies. Stuck in Port Douglas because the floods. Yeah, see, it's really strange because Aquarius, we have Taurus in our chart in Australia. So the energy of Uranus by mid-Jan, watch out for weather. Get your batteries done, get it ready. It came early. It could get worse. I'm just pre-warning. And when we had all the pandemic and things, it all happened, interstate, a lot of it. So I've really got to study the birth chart of Australia. Yeah, here, Tracy. What would you like to know, my love? How are you doing? Are you ready to shake life up, or you're just like, look, I'm done, Yildiz. I'm not doing this here no more. I just want out. I see a nice beverage, a nice veranda, and a partridge in a pear tree. That's what I see, Tracy. Too late for that, mate. It's going to get worse. I just want to, FYI you. I want to tap out. Yeah, look, everyone's going to want to feel that. I'm talking more weather. Okay, so the weather energy, community will come about. New codes, for instance, we're building as well. Let's see what's going on with Tracy's. Now, the positive thing is, Tracy, not what you believe, but what I'm psychically picking up on, is next year is not going to be the same as what it is now, Dale. It's very normal for you to feel a little bit down at this point in time and a little bit Jupitered out. It's like, I can't get any more done. I've squeezed all of the energy that I freaking have that 2023 has desiccated out of my soul. It is very normal. So take a breath, have no expectations. I was even thinking about the New Year's resolutions as like, just go in with an open mind. Go in with wherever. Usually what we have is wherever those pressure points are, which I'm not feeling that's your issue. I think generally where the pressure points are, you either will deal or you'll not. You get what I'm saying? I don't think you're that type of person that is like, yeah, I'll just keep eating shit and say it's great. I just don't see you doing that. Okay, so it's more your energy is depleted. Therefore, the opportunity, it's just like, can't I just sleep in peace? Can't I just have a rest? Can't I just feel, what would the word be? Optimistic, happy? Oh, look at the bird. Look at the butterfly. Yeah, you're not going to get that at the moment. But as we move into January, that is going to come through. It's just the transits have been messing with us. Okay, Jupiter is shadow direct. So it's a bit dark at the moment. Jupiter usually is a very positive thing. If you surrounded yourself with a bunch of turkeys that can't fly, it ain't that great. Remove those energies from your life. You can't say you're going to bake the cake and you're going to bake the same fucking cake and you're going to get the same cake next year. But if you're going into it with, I don't have a bunch of clowns around me. This used to be a fun house. Now it's full of evil clowns. You're going in with a good attitude, So could there be some things we need to? Yes. Yes, they could be. But yours, I feel, is more energy. You did too much this year. You got a 2023 hangover, love. Let's see what your cards say. It's okay to have a 2023 hangover. Yeah, you're like, I'm taking, oh, no, 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 no. Have you had some people in your life that have been a bit needy? Okay, because the first thing I see here is somebody who's really needy, and it's been a bit, it's like hearing people's white noise, and it's just all a little bit extra. Um, and the first thing I'm hearing, who is this energy? Who is this person? Because it's just like blah, blah, blah. This could have been a work environment, it could have been a family related dynamic. Whoever this energy is, you're like, and you're not saying it, you're being too classy. You've got to open that throat chakra, girl. You're like, what about me? Do you know what's going on in my life? You're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm a good trash can. No drama. Yeah, you need to, I would use citrine. That is a gemstone you can use. I would clear the orange chakra, so your sacral chakra and your solar plexus that needs recharging, but it's your sacral. So you could, if you feel really depleted and you have absolutely no energy, short of actually going and getting checkups, which is a good idea if we're going into it with a healthy body, healthy mind. The other thing I would do, because depression can come down to imbalances and that, this isn't medical advice. But using citrine, if we've given too much and our batteries, depleted, citrine will help you with confidence, positivity, optimism, healthy boundaries, detoxing and getting rid of the gunk. Because when we are empaths, what we do is observe other people's crap. And look, point blank, if you have been listening to someone, have you ever noticed when you've been listening to a whole lot of white noise, you feel it's like, you're not in your happy space. So you need to flush. I would do green teas, hot water, drinking hot water, flush, hydrate, both Aquarius and Pluto, and Uranus and Taurus. People are going to be dehydrated. You could go into using pacifiers like alcohol and other things. Bad move. Psychic attacks can happen due to that. So you can do an aura upgrade. Google it on YouTube. I would use citrine because you're like, look, I'm tired of create the boundary. When they're doing this now, what you need to do is go, that's interesting. What are you going to do about that? And they'll be like, no, but I just want to dump on you. You can also open your hands under your desk. Open your hands under your desk like that. And it bounces back to them. But it's also having your code word too. Oh, sorry, I've just got to check this email. And what you're doing is disabling them from using you as a rubbish can. Okay? I have a nice space. Oprah said it best. I'm not nice. I understand I'm not nice. No, I'm not a doormat. Let me put it that way. I'm not a doormat. No. Do I have nice written on my head? Okay. You just like, look, I'm trying to get balance. You have even thought about leaving the job. I'll just say that. Look, as if this does not come into friggin' balance and I have to carry that crap next year, I'm gonna make a bloody judgment. I will do well. I will do well. And it's saying you are gonna do well. If you needed to physically leave that situation, you will do well. You will actually get more, but there could be a thing that you're saying, no, it can get better. Now, if it doesn't, it's saying if you know the truth and you feel the truth and you know there's something you need to do, your cards are saying do it now. Okay? Especially if you did just want to network, chuck them out, chuck the resumes out. Gauge it as you do move into January. What can happen with Mercury retrograde is it throws them out quicker and lots of opportunities come your way. Then mid-month you can go, you're back at work. How is it? How does it feel? Even though I feel you're going to be going on a holiday, I do feel that. What you can do then is go and test it. If it feels great, great. If it doesn't, you're like, I've got options. Because you do have management energy here. I hope that helps. I talk too much, I swear. I'm sorry, people. And guess what? It's Giggle's turn now. Or put a fan in front of you. Well, or you can start talking in the fan. I don't care. Such a bitch I am, eh? I was both. I'm always naughty and nice. I get the best of both worlds. Yeah. You know, Alanis Morissette said it best. I'm a bleep, I'm a mother. Yeah, that's me. That's my motto in life. That's me. No apologies. I'm all of it. I'm the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, do I have an ulcer? I thought so. Let's see Giggle's energy. Okay. I need some sound effect music on this. I need to record you going, bullshit. And then we can just play it over in a dubbed track. We can just press it on the string key. Okay, now their energy. Now yours is you want to move the heck forward. You're like, you better get on your horse and come in, or you're just ready to move forward, right? You're like, I'm moving forward. I don't know if you're moving forward. I'm moving forward. You don't even know, like you're looking back and you're sort of like, was it something that happened? I understand. I've been where you've been. I've been through, I've been through tough circumstances. Do I know when we end cycles, sometimes we go backwards a bit, and that can be for closure. You get that. If you really wanted to get out of Dodge, you get out of Dodge. Like get out of Dodge. You know that this person has a way with you. You know that this person, you could be concerned that some manipulating situation is going on behind the scenes, but I also feel that you you don't like people playing with your heart. You're like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. You're in, you're out, you're out. Because you're looking at it saying, do I feel you're jealous? No, I don't. You could even be questioning that yourself. Have I showed jealousy? Have I been controlling? You know that dissecting we do as human beings. Um, I do feel they will be regretful if you move forward. I do feel that they will be regretful if you end up with somebody else. But I do get you could be looking at it going, have they misunderstood the way I've reacted? No, I do think there's something totally different going on. You also do feel spiritually and emotionally this person is an unhappy person. Um, you empathize and understand, but you also need the transparent truth. So, do I feel there's going to be a door opening and this person coming forward? I do. We do have the chariot card here, and I think this person is approaching. And it's funny because I actually knocked on the cards like there was a knock at the door. I also feel you're sort of like looking at it going, there's no point in communication. There's no point in this unless this person, and I do feel intuitively, we generally know when that person's ready. It's like this intuitive energy. They're ready. There's less BS. They're being very transparent. There feels an acceptance of it. You can see it in the eyes, the body, in the vibe, everything. So yes, you will gauge that. Now in their energy, whatever they're dealing with is not going to last very long, and they know this. They also know that if they keep this up, this situation between you and them is not. They do know that they literally do look at you as the person they're going to end up with. They also feel that they've had an adequate amount of time to work the situation out. That if they don't come to the table This could be actually getting to a point where some radical change, it's almost like the change will happen without them knowing. Does that make sense? It's like, well, I'm just going to pull the carpet out from under you. So it feels like they're in well awareness of this. Okay. Man. They're very reflective back of the time frame that you guys have known each other. They're making reference to, both you and them having parents that transcended, and circumstances surrounding that time that occurred. They're making reference to that. They also, it's funny because what they know they should be doing is of those anniversaries and things to that degree that they should be moving closer to. It's like they've moved away. And they're wondering why they do that. They feel that, in being in a connection and moving towards it, they should be moving closer to you, not further away. You got the reunion card here. That's on their side what they're wanting. There is a crossroad where it does come to a job. This could be exiting a job to go to a new one. I also feel that this difficulty they've been going through, they know they're going to end up with you. But they also know if they show up at your door, it has to be movement. If it's not, they're going to be in trouble. So there is a desire to come towards you. There is, like I said, I felt the knock at the door. But how you're showing up, they're already aware of it. Intuitively, they know that there's going to be some questions to answer. And you're going to want more than what you wanted before. So if they are turning up, you could be basically telling them, look, if you're not showing up correctly, just don't show up. Okay, that's how it's coming through. And I think intuitively they know they've got some repairs to do and they've got some questions to answer. I hope that helps. Shazza! How you going, girl? Are you ready for the big life changes next year? You're probably already in it. You're probably like, oh my God, it's happening to me. It's going to happen for you. Please accept it. It's a gift. It's a gift. Big changes. It's time. Look, I even look back through my awakening and I burnt bridges too. I mean, I turned away from my family, my friends. I was the victim. They were the perpetrator. It's part of our awakening. And then it was difficulty in. I'm here. Bring it on. What do we got? Have you spoken to them? If I go quiet, it's because I got busy at work. I'm not surprised. Jupiter went shadow direct. I don't know. There's a role reversal here. This role reversal, it literally feels as though you're like, how do I put it? You're sort of like looking at it, and if you, yeah, it's like you're like, am I going to hear something? Do I peek? Do I look again? It can be via social media, but I think you're really focused on you. You're adamant. There's a stubbornness coming through. I'm just going to tell you, there's a stubbornness coming through. You're like, no, you can come talk to me. You have drawn a line in the sand, and you're like, I'm not doing this shit with you no more. If I was, yeah, you're like, look, I'm not doing it anymore. You're like, I reach out. If you're being a victim, I'm not dealing with that. Are they sulking? I feel so. Just leave it. Allow the person coming towards you. Is there going to be a change? I do think so. You could be feeling as though, what the heck is going on? But you know deep down that they do have legs, they do have fingers, they can dial numbers on phones. And it's just the frustration because effectively what you're trying to do is send the white flag. Then I heard gossip, and I really don't want to be affected by other people's negative views. What was the gossip? Because they're making it mention of it, and it's triggered you somehow. Because here it was like you weren't prepared. It could be to do with that individual. He has his family here from overseas, though. Interesting. That's fun. It also can be healing. Again, Pluto and Capricorn since 2008. So if they hadn't seen them for a long time, it makes sense. Okay, how are they feeling about you? You know, the one statement that I heard, if you have a relationship with another person, I know you could have a relationship, and I'm going to be hell-bent on it. Gossip about my sister and him hooking up back in the day. It's just idle gossip. Look at it, could have been, but were you single at the time? Look at it that way, you know. If they did, they did. You know what I mean? Just go and. You know, until you're fully in the thick of a dynamic in a relationship, don't stress. How did that go for you? Was it good? Did you enjoy that connection? I hope you did. I hope it was worth it. Because ultimately, what you've got here is this person for a while has been having issues with even wanting to be open up to a relationship. They've been thinking about that. And it's funny because the career zone for them, I wasn't feeling super hot. I wasn't feeling like they were pouring a lot of energy into something. Maybe because it was just like eat, pray, repeat energy. But I do think going into 2024 is feeling more intense, like they're going to become serious and ambitious. They are attracted to go-getters. They are attracted to people that are, um, you know, full of goals, full of aspirations. They find that attractive. That could be a tip for you. If you're focusing on your goals and you're loving your life, I mean, they're naturally going to directly be attracted to you. It's almost like turning that into the passion and the obsession. What they are saying here is whom they're going to settle down with. What they're really looking for is a total life partner until death do you part. So it's like they're wanting to have it all, and I think it's because they did have they were feeling short-changed. Did they feel unstable at the moment? Yes. There also could be something going down around them that is causing that. I'll pull a clarifier. What is that circumstance, please? I don't know why I feel somebody's unwell. Or it could be an anniversary date or something, but it feels something to do with unwell or a person who's like transcended, like a date. So there's a bit of off energy at the moment. Yeah. So that's what we got for you, my love. Could you feel a bit let down? Like, okay, maybe they don't want to talk to you. Maybe you've been left out in the cold. I don't think so. I think it's going to pass. I don't feel they're the type. But I do think they're sad for a reason. I don't think it has anything to do with you. Yeah. Who do we have next? Yeah, you're superstitious though. You're like, what's being hidden from me? That's kind of the frequency. We've reached past the hour point, so no doubt Instagram's still going. Holy cow. I was thinking about some toast balls. That's my daughter. What's for lunch? I don't know. What are you cooking? You know, the funny thing is, My daughter Shanice does know when we have lives, and it would be, "Look, on a Sunday, we always have lives," and she would literally turn up or be calling, smashing the phone. I forgot. How long have we been doing super chats on Sundays? Okay, Stella. Happy New Year, Stella. Gosh, it's getting bloody warm in here. Now, I don't know if Stella's going to be here, but we will pull the cards for Stella. And then we've got Sally at the very end. I feel like this year is taking the last drop of energy. It's taking the last drop of my blood. Hey, we thought this was hard. Wait till we get to 2026. Your energy will pick up, Shazza. You know, it will feel more like you're ready to make those changes. Okay, so Stella, are you feeling upbeat or are you just like, whatever? I feel like this year is taking the last drop. There you go. I'll read it again. So, did you enjoy your family during Christmas, Stella, or was there dramas? Did you get out unscathed, or was there dramas? Were you just like, oh, stop? Anything for you? What do I say for you? You know, the funny thing, you're not wanting to move into you were with the virus. Oh, bugger. Yeah, our health with Saturn going direct for Libra was there. So we do have to, especially moving into 2026, you know, if we can make those tweaks, as we do have the North Node moving into Pisces, we're going to be prepared for that. But we've still got more of that. So we do have to care for our health. The other thing is, by the time we do reach that, hopefully we're going to look hot as hell. I'm telling you. Now, what you're looking at is, look, this can be anything down to a partnership and something to do with their career coming up. You also can be thinking about TF and maybe what they're doing. But I feel it's like, you know, you're looking at the lessons you've learned. People do frustrate you because you see things, but you know, it's almost like the breath energy. You don't want to waste your breath with circumstances. You feel that sometimes people have to learn the hard way, and you just feel it's going on deaf ears. So it's like not there's no hate, there's no angst. You don't have the energy. You are thinking about the past when it does come to life. You know, a lot of your reading is really talking about the fact that you feel you're in that eat, pray, repeat. And your intention for next year, even if you don't actually know it, is that you feel you want more balance. But you know, it's like it's the one that got away. It's the feeling that you had with that circumstance. It's the sacrifices in your life you've made, and it's it can be for TF, current connections, just in general. There is an element of boredom. Okay, doesn't mean you hate your life. No, I don't think so. But I think you're just tired of the same story. So there's something, it's almost like I see you spiritually sort of shedding skin, transforming, where you're going to be a different energy next year and you're going to be very, very assertive. But I definitely feel you're like, no star? No, no. You're like, this is boring. You're like, this is eat, pray, repeat, boring. And, you know, the one thing for you know, any human soul is we need fun, we need play, we need hopes, we need dreams. And if we just feel it's the same thing each day, um, you give up. And because you do need something to believe. And so it does feel, whatever this trigger point is, what it's bringing in is to make you believe in dreams again. This is a vibration, this vibration here with the star card in the reverse. I don't think it's setting the tone for 2024. I think it's a belief system you're embodying at this point, which can be disillusionment, giving up, everything staying the same. You know, the only thing in life that is the same is the sun and the moon. That is it. I mean, do we look exactly the same today? I look so much 20 years ago. I'm telling you, I was in love with that person. I didn't even love it back then, but I love it more now because I can't have it. And I look back and I was like, girl, you look good. I went to hell and back. I didn't feel good on the inside, but I look pretty fly. Now, I've got to get the Botox. Oh, shit. Anyway, it is what it is. But I definitely see you. It's like, you're just looking at it going, oh, like you want something different. You could be actually learning a new skill and doing a new thing next year. You're not all that motivated around work at the moment, although I do see career transitions and progression. Yeah, yeah. Look, yeah. I mean, I just need to call Giggle for, beauty regime. So she was here. We would spend all our days doing this and, microdermabrasion, needling. We just look so good. We probably have pina coladas next to us, or maybe coffee martinis, or maybe a health drink. I mean, she'd be on the health drink. She'd make me go on the health drink too. I like green tea. I'm not a big drinker, FYI. I don't promote alcohol. So, Stella, I do see, especially if, say, your partner is still looking for a job, you are gonna get rewarded for your future. You could become extremely ambitious next year. You may not feel it right now. Yeah. As for balance, something to do with the connection on their side of the fence, I do feel you could be looking at it like, look, it's their faith system, it's their value system. They're very traditional. It's going to stay the same forever. I'm actually not seeing that as a truth. I do see, I would say next year is a pivotal time for karmic relationships. The Dorian pineapple juice is called an illusion. That used to be my motto. We have a cocktail over here called an illusion, and it's green like the absinthe drinker, which Maduri actually did come out with transits and Pisces. Did you know that? There's a fun fact. We can have beverages coming through with Neptune going direct, and they can be green in colour. The absinthe drinker. So Maduri was launched during transits in Pisces. Avatar Pisces. Yeah, so it's an illusion. So it was like I used to say, my life is an illusion. Tastes bloody good though. Tropical. Anywho, I did ask the members, so what's your flavour? And that was all like, come on, we're talking about a beverage. Talking about a beverage. You don't have to. They were like mocktails, which is okay. Mocktails, I can still taste the bomb. I mean, I like my, what would you call them? Pebble teas. No time for cocktails. Straight. Yeah, I've done that too. I think that's Libra. All or nothing. It's like, right, time's come for desperate measures. But like I said, psychic attacks are possible, so just be careful. Okay, Char. I mean, could you imagine us at Sally, Giggle, Stella, you, me, a bunch of other people at the bar? They would kick us out. Okay, ladies, not gentlemen, help me. Can we please evict these ladies from the bottle shop? My son runs their dad's bar in Port Douglas. Okay, we're there. We're coming on down. We're having a psychic fair, and then I do directly channel better if I have a bevy. I hope this has been entertaining for those of you wrapping up 2023. Okay, what do we have for Char? Char, ooh, heavy. What's going on there, girl? Char. What are you going through, woman? Go hard or go home, 100%. I would end up carrying one of you out. I bloody know it. Okay, chart. You have, look, psychically, I'm picking that doors for love are opening. I do feel blasts from the past are possible. I also feel some of you can feel intuitively, you can be very sensitive to people's vibrations at the moment. That affects you sometimes. So sometimes you're kind of looking at it going, where, being an empath, sometimes when we had a spiritual connection with someone, we directly can feel their energy. And so it feels very interruptional if we then are trying to have a connection or being open to a new connection. It's like, am I going to get psychic attacks? Am I going to feel triggered? Am I going to feel the person's energy? I do feel you're tapping into your intuition. Your third eye could be going through a change at the moment. You've got the psychic card. This can be your third eye opening. Now, how that can come about, when you have a sensory upgrade, suddenly you can be hearing things. Now, I don't mean you're losing your mobiles, okay? That's a different subject altogether. When you are having a gift upgrade, I had a circumstance years ago where all of a sudden I was getting audio, and I would put my head on my pillow, and I heard like a fire brigade and it was screaming. I was like, I thought I was going crazy. And I've sat up and I've said to my partner, "Did you hear that?" And he's like, "No." I've laid back down again and I've heard it again and I've got back up and I'm listening. But it's only the air that was on the pillow, nowhere else. Went to sleep. The next day, we woke up and I had to walk to the shops, which is quite a bit. It's about 10, 15. But right at the very end of the street, there was a home, and the home was actually burnt down. So I was channeling the energy before it even happened. And, sometimes we can say to ourselves, well, what does it happen that way? Because A, it's showing you that you're online, you're connected. It's not saying you need to fix anything, you need to do anything. You couldn't, because it's a sensory energy that is being upgraded in you. It can go away for a while and then it can come back again. Sometimes you can actually have, like, you can be thinking about somebody, you can be picturing them, they might be in their home. And then I've actually had channelings, and I've been talking to a girlfriend on the phone, and I've said to her, "Is your mum making the European potatoes? They're kind of like the Greek style, with the onions and the herb and the spice on it with meat in the oven." She goes, "Yes, she is." And I said, "Tell mum thanks. That was a great meal." So I can get the taste, the smell, I get the vision, and probably about 3 years ago, audio started coming up. But I usually intuitively can pick what the statements are, but this is actually audio. I was like, what the hell? So that's what I'm seeing happening with you. There is a bit of sadness I do feel coming up. Write it out. I think you could be tuning into, I do feel somebody's coming. You're wondering whether you can trust this person from the past ever again. It feels very heavy, my love. Very heavy. Now, could you end up having a bit of a cry? You could. Is it going to pass? I do feel so. What is this? There's another opportunity coming, though. You got to be careful what you're putting out to universe, because part of you is sort of like going, if I can't have this person, give me somebody with their shit together. But if you're spiritually not ready, and this is to do with healing that you're going through, I think you'll just reject them, whoever this new energy is. But there is an opportunity coming. But it is potentially because you put it out to universe. Okay. Okay, this person of the past is dealing with a toxic individual. It's not working. We do have the karmic here and not working. Okay, something in their life. I think they're having revelations. They're having a lot of revelations of self-sabotage. They could be actually checking up on you. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to see if you're single, if you're with somebody. I get the feeling, and you could be picking up on this too, that somebody's watching you. I don't think that in a bad way. Now, the watching can be maybe checking your social media, looking at messages, looking at emails. Could be a drive-by, but it doesn't feel yours. Now, could you be? You could be. But I feel it's more on their side. I do feel it's on their side. Now, not that I'm actually picking they are in a karmic relationship. I think this is an old situation, but there was a bit of closure that this person made. But if they are directly in the connection again, there's cracks there. It's coming at a surprise that they may feel as though they need to accept that this previous connection has failed. But where it comes to you, they feel they should have given you more happiness. They did feel as though there was a lot of interferences within the connection. I'm also getting, I'm going to pull 3 cards for the new energy before I get on to Sally's. Because what I'm feeling is there is a new energy, new person. Now, could you have had an experience with this person before? You could have. I do feel there is an Omar Sharif in the mix, and they're kind of coming into the picture. But I feel you're going to reject them. It might even go, it's like, well, I'm hearing the term water off a duck's back. It's like you might not even notice they even like you. But there is going to be a road opening, a door opening, and I just think you're going to reject it because you're like, oh, you would like when a person says to you, do you realize that person was hitting on you? And you're like, what? Huh? Really? 1. I'll pull 4. I'm seeing a tall person. I'm saying that this person maybe has had some background in the army or the navy. Yeah, it could have been. It feels official. It feels like either army, navy, police. Blonde brown hair, cut very short. They're taller than you. Very quietly spoken. This person's coming in. Oh, you might take it. Now look, if TF looks like that, yeah, this is Charles I'm doing. Yeah. There's a fresh start here. Now, there's also, this could be a person from the past. This could be your twin. If that's how that person looks, I would say I am picking an energy of reunion. This is a fresh start. It is going to be a fresh start. You will need to emotionally, be open to it being a physical fresh start. But I'm definitely seeing the person I described to you. They're saying be open, but be aware of what you're wanting. Be aware of, what you've manifested. I'll just say that. But it's not looking bad. This person could make you feel a little bit, what would the word be? Apprehensive. Like you like, how would I explain it? Like a teenager. You know what I mean? Don't even know if Instagram's still going. It bloody is. Gosh, I'm surprised. They said it would only stay live for an hour. Lobby. Okay, so Sally, we have yours now. Oops, I did it again. So I'll have to choose who we're going to give the giveaways to. We have to get Sally in there. It'll be bloody hilarious. We'll have to give Sally a free Discord membership for a month away. Merry Christmas, Sally. Come and hang out with us. PM me via the website. So that's one given. Anyone on Instagram want one? So we've got Sally. Sally, you're up, girlfriend. So Sally gets hers. I weigh 80 kilos right now, mate. I'd love to see you try to carry me out. Honey, I'm doing truck driving. I'm pretty sure after the hell I have been put through, I can carry anything. My partner goes, "Oh, you're getting some muscle." So I was like, "Yeah, I've had a week off." Okay, so you need to PM me via the website, and I will give you the link to Discord for the chat room for a month. What's that word? How it kind of stops working, it deactivates itself, go gadget legs, it blows itself up and it's not there anymore. So it only lasts for 4 weeks, and after that you have no access unless you join the membership. So we will give you access for 4 weeks through the membership. I will send you the link. You're gonna get a house next year. You're moving towards a house, girl. This could be a connection, this could be within a relationship. So you're going to pay me on the website and I'll give you the link. And that is your Christmas. That's my Christmas giveaway. And New Year's, I'll have a couple more I'll give. Okay, so what you got? You're like, when am I going to get out of this? You're making some major decisions at the moment. I would say when it does come to your love interest, you literally could be looking at them going, if you really wanted to get out of Dodge, you would do it. Okay, you're like, you are gradually getting like even your intention for 2024 is like anything I need to clear up, tidy up, deal with. You're going to climb out of the junk. You're getting out of the fire, and it's like this could be financial repair, physical repair, body repair. It's like you are literally you're moving out of hell. You're like, I'm moving out of hell. I'm getting out of Dodge. I don't want to have that, right? So you've made a very conscious decision about where you're going. By the time you wrap that up, I'm physically seeing as your outcome card. Could you get married? Very possibly. Um, but initially, how that can look, it doesn't have to be, hey, within 2024 you're getting married, although I am seeing that as a very distinct possibility. What I am seeing is you're moving towards a functioning relationship with connections. You're moving towards a physical home environment. It's like it's got real roots, but you're like, look, I want to find my forever home. Now, I feel the work you do this year is setting you up for that future tense. So it's actually moving you out of where you currently are into a totally new direction. They're also saying if you are going to experience a tower moment, don't freak the heck out, because it's almost like if you were sort of sending it out to universe and saying, I want to have this, I want to have that, and you're like, yeah, but I can't because of X, Y, and Z. If universe decides to rip that bloody carpet out from under you, trust me, doors will open for you, so saying you're going to be okay. Um, I don't know why I've got this kind of sadistic laugh coming through. Be it is a text or something provocative you've sent, something shit stirry, or it's that feeling that's going to come through, and I think it's probably going to come through more in January. But it's a little bit like this giggling that you have going on, where it does come to a person that you feel romantically likes you, but they don't want to fess up. You're going to have this kind of laughing internally, like you're torturing them somehow. Um, it feels positive. It's like, haha, you can't have me. Um, do I think that's there is a shift going on? I do think somebody's spying on you. I do think maybe if you have sent something, it has actually triggered that person. Oh no, I can, and this is happening for me. Okay, did you send a message? Were you like, well, you can have a house, but it's going to be in a different area. I'm hearing the term hit the road. It's a nice house. This also could be with land. Does feel like it's got land around it, or a view. Definitely feels land. Okay. What do we need to know about them? Anyone else want a free membership for 4 weeks? Well, it's not really the membership. It's the coaching. It's any transit guides, things I share within Discord. It's a chat room. You get to hang out with the members, so you get to experience for 1 month the membership side of things in Discord, the chat room, free chat room for a month with hosts and coaching. I do think this person is looking at you. I do think there is still chemistry. They actually do desire you. Oh, thanks, sweet. Heading back south. Yeah, look, I'm seeing trees, I'm seeing a view, I'm seeing quietness. This can be having a vegetable garden. You actually have a business idea as well, and I do think it has something to do with the land. And I think you're wanting to get back to basics, but you're wanting to have that. You're wanting to do something more that becomes a hobby, that becomes a business. Does that make sense? Theirs at the moment is like having dirty thoughts about you, stalking, and is there a bit of codependency that they have going on at the moment? Yes, I do feel so. Okay, that's what's happening. But as for you, yeah, they're like trying to say that they don't, but they really do. There's a bit of passion in their pants. But you're going to have a laugh about something. There's going to be gossip coming through the grapevine. You are going to have the last laugh, and I don't know what that means. A friend could contact you. There's almost like somebody that knows them, that knows you, and I think some information is going to be shifted through to you, and you may find out something that you just didn't know. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now let's scroll through. Who do we have on Instagram? Uh, let me see. Consciously evolving. If you on Instagram want to come through, you can PM me via the website and I will. Okay. There you go. So consciously living, I better put it here as well. Can you type it, Giggle? I'm a shit speller. So we got consciously living. We have Sally. I'll probably have, and I don't even have a pen. I'm bloody good timing, eh? And I will announce one more as well. I'll grab one more from Facebook. And if you PM me via the website, let's take a look at Facebook. Who do we have here that has chatted? Do we have anyone active on Facebook at the moment that is here on YouTube with us? I think we had 2 people comment. I will potentially pick another from Facebook. Otherwise, I will bounce over to the chat and anyone that has been on here that would desire such. Lenora, would you like to join? Leave it with me and I will get back to you. Follow us on YouTube and I'll chuck it up in the community post. There you go. So this individual here from Instagram has got a free membership. And Sally as well, if you PM me via the website, you also have a free Discord membership. Okay, so 2, and I'll pick another one shortly. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the energy update and the super chats, and hopefully we can do this again and we can integrate this. We're even looking at doing some podcasts, which will be chats between Giggle and I and maybe some other individuals. So I'll keep you posted for that one. Happy New Year. Please keep safe. If you need any coaching, thank you, Giggle. If you need any coaching or any booking Readings. Go to the website. The link is directly below, or through to Yildiz Readings 5D. And you will find my website and all the booking pages. I am updating the astrology via the website, which is the transit dates. So if you need those, you can jump through, and it gives you everything to do with Saturn, Neptune, etc. I'm still updating them. So that will cover you, and hopefully we will implement zodiac signs from March and beyond. Take care, and I'll see you soon. If you do want to join our next super chats, go through and click on the bell on YouTube. Otherwise, you also, for a private session, you can go into Discord, and we have the super chats there. So those of you that have won those memberships for Discord, I will send you the link via Discord so that you can join our super chats and have a private session with us. Take care, beautifuls. Happy New Year.